morning, everyone. How are we all doing on this very lovely, dry, fresh December day? How are we all? It's a lovely morning today, and I've got a lovely project for you. So, what a great day to be crafting! Wow, gosh, you're like boom in there. Morning, Anastasia. 5 a.m. Wow, that's amazing, Anastasia. It's lovely to see you this morning. Good morning, Jan. God, I can't believe you guys are on here so early. Wow. Yeah, so it's a much better day today, weather-wise. It's not torrential rain, and we've got a bit of sun trying to come through, and it's not so windy. So great all around. Lovely start to sort of the weekend, really. I am just placing out these lovely earrings or heart pendants, or however you want to create these in a pretty way. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Mina. Good morning, Rachel. Bright Barrow. We have a lull until the bad winds, etc. again this evening and the weekend. Oh, see, I don't know. I just wake up and see what the weather's going to be. I hope it doesn't come back, but I suspect it will. We seem to be on a similar weather train, don't we, Rachel? With when we check in, we have very similar weathers. But I am out tomorrow with my friend to for a bottomless brunch, and I really don't want it to be a horrible day, but it's fine. I'll just find a pub to shelter in. I do have a nice frothy coffee. Very nice. Gosh, there's lots of people coming in this morning. Lovely to see you all. So Jan says, good morning, Laura and Beaded family from a cold and sunny Sudbury. And Susan says, good morning, Laura and everyone. Camille, good morning, Laura. Blue skies again, but weather warning again for later. Let's just enjoy what we've got while we can, hey? Rex Trion, Sharon and Jackson. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Elaine. Rex Trion says, Merry Christmas, everyone. Well, it's definitely starting to get that feel. Our plans for the weekend are to go and, well, I'm out tomorrow. And we're going to check out the Christmas market, see if there's anything there. I'm going out with my friend for bottomless brunch, and then my husband's going to jump on a bus and join us. We're going to check out the market, maybe get a mulled wine, see what that's all about. It's not as good as it used to be. I don't know about different areas, but in Bristol the market used to be really good, but it's kind of same thing every year, and pretty much it's expensive and not really that exciting. So I don't know, I'll go and check it out, and then on Sunday we're going to go get our Christmas tree and put our decorations up. Good morning, Joanne. Bright and cold in Coventry. Wow, so lovely weather checks there, everybody. Let's bring my camera in and show you the projects for today. So people who know me, I love hearts. I just have a thing. They ran through my wedding inadvertently, but they did run through my wedding. They just found themselves there, and yeah, I just there's something about hearts for me. I love them. So these are I love these earrings or pendants, whatever you want to make of them. And I just think they're going to be perfect for that Christmas party season. Jan says, I've ordered my holiday club bundle this morning. Can't wait for the Zoom classes. Mina says it's nice in Leicester and hope stays like this as I got 2-day Victorian market from tomorrow. Oh, nice. Oh, a 2-day Victorian market from tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be nice, Mina. If not, I'll just have to take shelter under the roof of your stall. Anastasia's sending lots of peace and love. Rex Trion says, I've got 101 pairs of earrings made already. I love earrings. I'm with you there. I'm very much an earrings girl. Okay, so let me switch the camera on so that we can show you what we have, and I will switch the cameras over. Right, so here are all of the colorway options of the earrings. So we have got silver versions. So we've got kind of 4 colorways in silver. Where's the 4th? And then we've got some gold options as well. So we've got a mixture of different hearts. Now, obviously, it's about making the little heart, beaded heart. I like them on this kind of the slightly angled. I've mirrored them as well so that they will, you know, sort of hang differently, but obviously however you want to do these. So let me just see if I can get this camera to come down a little bit. Oh, Mina, you're in a heated marquee. Oh, you're going to be great. You're in a heated marquee, so you're going to be, they're all going to come in to see you. Okay, so we can see here we've got our different colorways, 4 in gold and 4 in silver. Now, obviously, some are a little bit larger than others, just dependent on the bead. They are the same size bead, just the way that they're cut just gives a slightly different effect. So we have this lovely icy. Just look at these. 5:06 a.m. in South Georgia. Oh, I know, and that's a lot of that. Thank you for joining me that early. It's lovely to see you. I'm just trying to remember where you're from, Anastasia. Oh, Anastasia's from Georgia as well. Look at that. So right, so I'm just going to show you 35 degrees, so it's cold. It's actually quite comfortable here at the moment, but it has been very cold lately. I'm just going to get the camera to focus. And so we have got the beaded heart in this beautiful ice blue. I mean, it's so sparkly, camera can't cope. Come on, camera. Come on, you can do this. It will focus. Bear with it. It will. It will give it a moment. There we go. I mean, look at these beads. Are they not just the cutest? And we've got this lovely chunky chain onto the shepherd hook. Now, obviously, you don't have to have the drop this long. You could have a slightly shorter drop if you wanted to. You could, of course, add chain either side and make this into a pendant. They're so cute, right? So these, to me, just say Christmas. Look at the beautiful red with the gold on them. Ah, I'm going to show you the pattern now. I'm going to show you how we've done these Rextron. I'm just going to call you Rextron. Morning, everyone from Australia. Hi, Mel. 9:10 p.m. there. So we've got this gorgeous. I just love this red. It's like a real burgundy red, very mulled wine, rich red. This lovely gold coating on it. I mean, just how gorgeous with the gold. I had to go with the gold. They just scream Christmas to me. And of course, you have your beautiful green version with the gold. Lovely classic kind of. This is like a smoky quartz kind of color. And then I do love these just here. These are, I chose these in, there's a gold and a silver version. The beads are slightly different colors, as you can see, but I love the the two-toneness. So I just feel like it really plays about with the pattern on the heart. So it gives you that really lovely sort of different tone of color. So we've got the sort of the silvery, faceted, sparkly, and then the more sort of milky, opaque version here with the gold. We've got the lovely, these are again to the eye, they are much pinker. They're a lovely sort of almost rose quartz pink, very soft, beautiful, subtle pink shimmer here. And then you have these lovely just like a real indigo kind of blue. They look a bit black here, but they are kind of a dark indigo blue color. So let's have a little look on the website and see how we can get these lovely kits. So let me just, there we go. So I'm going to take you over to the website. totallybeads.co.uk as always. And then you want to go onto our totallybeads.co.uk, scroll down, and you'll see here our little video tutorials. And it will take you straight. You can see our social media, Facebook, Kitty's YouTube, and of course the Totally Beads YouTube. And then you'll see the projects, and it's got all of our past projects on here as well, which is great if you want to have a little revisit. Still one of my favorites, those beautiful square crystals. And then we have here the beaded crystal hearts. So the video for this will be here. And then you have all of your different variations. So remember, you have your silvers and you have your gold. So there's 4 colorways in each one. So 4 that are going to be with the gold version and 4 that are with the silver. I just felt they really complemented the color of the beads the best. Now it's £4.50 and you will get enough in here to be able to make 2 pairs. Oh no, a pair of earrings. So you're going to get your I'm just checking here. So you're going to get Tigertail, you'll get your earring hook, jump rings, chain, and then you'll get your round beads, and there's enough to make your earrings. You have got this in your silver colorway. This is your, sorry, I was trying to just catch up what's going on there. Baby blue and silver. And then you've got your blue cloud, which is the lovely 2-tone version. I've shown you all of these up close, but your blue cloud with the green, with the gold. Bear with me. And then we have the half blue. And then I'm just checking something very quickly. It will make 2 pairs of earrings. I just wanted to check that. So you have enough here to make 2 pairs of earrings, okay? So you're going to have enough beads to make either 2 pairs of earrings, or you might want to make a pair of earrings, a bracelet, and a pendant. So you've got your half blue color here, which is the silver. You then have your hazelnut. Beautiful, beautiful kind of, it just makes me think of like a smoky quartz kind of tone. Really beautiful. Then you have your hematite, which is that lovely shade here. And then you have pink. Now they are pink. I know they don't look so pink, but they really are beautiful pink. Now you don't see the thread when you've actually got them here. It's just because obviously it's taken up close and the light's taking a bit of that pink out. Oopsie. Royal red. Oh, it's got to be one of my favorites. I absolutely adore this version with the gold. That just says Christmas to me. And then finally we have the teal. Love this color. Love these lovely green tone. Again, they look darker on the screen, but they are a lovely bright green. You can even see them in the corner of my screen just here. So you get enough to make, for £4.50, you get enough to make 2 pairs of earrings. So that's like just over £2 a pair, which if you are reselling it, you're not going to be selling it for that. Your time and your effort alone, I mean, these are just gorgeous. I would be quite happy to pay sort of like £10 for a pair on the stall. I think they're gorgeous. Choose your colors. Now I'm going to show you how to make them with the drop like this. I did, when I was working with them, play about with having a chain either side like this, so it hung as like a front design. So there's lots of different ways to play about with it. My son said, no mum, I prefer them that way, so I was like, okay, I'll go with that. Oh, Jam's been making crystal snowflakes. Very, very nice. Okay, so what color should we go for? I think, seeing as it's Christmassy, it needs to be these red ones with the gold, because I think that you need to see the gold and you need to see this. So let's get the beads. Now what's great about this is I'm going to move all these out of the way, because we do know my camera gets a bit deavery. And I'm going to just place these here so there's something to look at. I'll just place them there while I get the pieces ready. So what I want is I'm just popping them into a little pot. Come here, no, don't you run. So a nice easy way to remember them is for each earring, you need to start off with 4 beads. And then we're going to do 5 lots of 3. So for one earring, there's going to be 4, and then there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 19 beads in total per earring. So I quite like to just get those ready in the pot. So again, I'm going to take the first 4, and then I'm going to get another 5 sets of 3. 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, so I've got my beads in my pot ready to go. I've got my beading thread. Now we're going to use beading thread for this. Why are we using beading thread? Well, first of all, I get in a good old mess with monofilament, but I do have a good example of why I choose beading thread over monofilament. Because when I was practicing these, I actually made this. Oh, it's got a friend. I made this one here with beading thread when it focuses. Okay, and it, see how solid it is and stable, nice and stable. Now I made this one with the monofilament, and you'll see how it's not as stable, it's going out of shape a little bit, it's sort of curving a little bit, it's moving a lot more. It still works and it still holds its shape, but I had to do a lot more work with this one. I had to go through each of those beads about 3 times, 4 times maybe, to get some stability, whereas with these it's pretty instant, and that is why I chose to go with the Tigertail. Also, the other reason is that the Tigertail actually, it's just easier. You don't need a needle, you can just go straight and make these. Okay, so I've got those there, and now what I'm going to do is for each one you probably need about 25 centimeters of your beading thread, so per earring or pendant or heart, or however you're going to look at this. We're making the hearts, and then what you put them into is up to you. You've enough in this kit to make 4 hearts. So if you choose to make 2 pairs of earrings, or a pair of earrings, a pendant, and then maybe having a nice little bracelet, because can you imagine if you had a little bracelet like this? Let's look at that, for example, stretchy bracelet, and just having that in the middle. How cute is that? It actually looks really good with the turquoise as well. So, you know, don't have to make 2 pairs of earrings, but again, if you're making a stall, if you're on a stall, this is great. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is pop 4 beads on. Now this design does base a lot of the right angle weave, so we're going to go 1, 2, hopefully you can see this okay, 3 and 4. I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit in a moment. There we go. Okay, so I've just got 4 beads on, and I'm dropping them just slightly down a little bit, a couple of inches from the last one. I actually got about 20. Is that even about the right amount of wire? Beading thread. I might have cut myself a little bit too short there. Probably have. Or have I? I don't know. It's about right. It should be fine. Okay. I'm going to bring that, the one closest to the end, and the other end of my wire beading thread, and I'm just going to cross it through. I'm just going to sort of hold one bit steady because I only want the short tail. Hold that bead and bring that into that little lock. Okay. Now you could take the short tail and just go back around to stabilize it. So I'm going to go all the way back around the 3. I do like to use my pliers just to get a good little grip, and then that will be fine there. So it just went, the short tail just went back through 3. I am going to make this twice, so don't worry. And then that longer length, I'm going to, oops, you can see the direction it's going in, so towards it's going upwards. I'm going to just bring it back through that top one, and that's just going to give me a nice secure section. I can cut this bit away in a moment. What I'm now going to do is take another 3 beads, so we'll be adding on in 3s. So the first one is 4, and then the rest will be 3s. 1, 2 and 3. Drop it on. So I kind of look at it as, smooth that out of the way. In fact, I could go ahead and cut that now. I'm going to go ahead and cut that little tiny tail. Okay. So the wire is coming out of the beads. I call it a wire, you know, I mean bead and thread. Whoops, did I do that wrong? No, that's the first one there. So it's coming out of the actual, come on camera, focus. I'll hold it up for you. Come on camera. There we go. So it's coming around. So I almost want to think of this as coming back into a loop. So I'm almost doing a loop and bringing that back through that bead on itself. Just drop those beads around. Hold it a little bit steady. Okay. So you've got that little section. Now what I want is this beading thread to get to that end bead. When it focuses, I'm sorry, I'll get it to focus now. Maybe I'll switch it out from the really sparkly beads. I think it's struggling to start. Do you know what? I'm going to switch it from the sparkly beads because I just think the camera's just struggling a little bit to not focusing on that sparkle because it's a beautiful sparkle. So let's just chuck a load of these back in here. See if that's a bit better. Sorry, I want to be able to show you without the camera not focusing. So let's try it again. I'm just going to take my... So we're going to start that again just because I think it was focusing on the sparkle of the beads because they're very pretty. So I'm going to switch it back. So I'm going to put my 4 back on. So my 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to just drop them slightly past. And then I'm going to just remember, come on. Bring that wire through and cross it. And then just guide that to go towards the end, leaving yourself a little tail. You don't need a really long bit. Okay, so we've got our little shape, and then we can just run back through time. I will do this again separately. So just going through 1, 2, 3. And again. I'm actually just going to pop it back through the first one again. So it's actually gone through all 4, and then when you pull that, it locks it in nice and tight for you. Okay. So we went through and then took that shorter length and just went back around again. So there's 2 beading threads going, 2 rows going through. Then I'm going to take the long one and I'm just going to add onto this 3 beads. 1, 2, and 3. So remember what I said about I want it to kind of go into a bit of a loop. So bringing that all the way around so that this beading thread is going to go back in the opposite direction. It will go through. And then we can just pull that and it clicks. There we go. And it's focusing a bit better now. I just think those red beads were so sparkly, it was just struggling a bit to focus in on one color. So what I now want is my beading thread to be coming out of this bead on the end. So I tend to turn my piece around. Now these are reversible, it doesn't matter what side they're on. So I'm going to then just take my beading thread and go up through the next bead. And I need to go through again. And I need to bring it so it's coming out of this end bead here. So just go in, passing it straight through, and it's there. You can at this point get rid of that tail if you want. I would tidy that up a little bit better. I'd probably come in with some slightly finer pliers and just tidy that. but we'll deal with that in a moment. Bead and thread is coming through, and we want to repeat. We want to add on another 3 beads. So 1, 2, and 3. And again, we're going to repeat. So I need to do that loop. So I need that wire to come all the way around and come cross back through that bead. So it's looping around and coming back through that bead. And pull. Okay, so you've got a little tiny section of right angle weave now. Effectively, you've got 1, 2, 3, and you'll have 1, 2, 3 beads at the bottom and 2 on the end. Okay, now you can see that my thread is sort of in between. If I said 1, 2, and 3, it's in between 2 and 3. What I want to do now is bring it back through number 2. So I'm going to take the tail end and I'm going to just feed it back through. Just make sure it is just that one bead that goes through. And just give that, and I just straighten it out if it tries to curve. So now it's coming out towards my left, and I'm going to add on 3 more beads. If I can see the drill hole on these. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, repeat the same again. We want to create that same loop that we have on the first 2 stages. So bringing that tiger tail straight through, and it's going to go straight back through that same bead it's already on. Okay, and pull. And if you have a little look, you can already almost see the shape, the beginning, the body of the heart. We just need to add the shoulders and we are done. Okay, now what I like to do is, because I'm right-handed and the wire is facing my left, I just simply turn it over now. So I then am in a position that I can take, can you see where it's done in like sections? You've almost got like 1, 2, 3. We will connect these in a moment. The first thing I'm going to do is take my bead and thread, and I need to go through 2 beads. I need to go through these 2 beads. So I'm going to go through, oops, she says, does work, I promise. Straight through. Here. Try not to let it loop, and then just pull. And also, the reason I've chosen bead and thread as opposed to say wire is quite simply because wire could snap when you're pulling it through and feeding it through, whereas the bead and thread's a lot more sturdier. So I've gone through 1, and that's connected these 2 sections, but I now need to go through the next one. Just twist that and give that a little pull. There we go. So it's now, if you remember, we said the 1, 2, 3 earlier on, we've all got those 3 beads at the top here. So these are going to be where we create our shoulders of our heart. We're going to add 3 beads, and it's going to go through this middle one, and then it's going to add another 3 beads. So you can see where that bead is coming out. And I'm going to add on another 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then I just want to come straight through that middle one, number 2. just straight through. And there's one shoulder. And now we don't go for any other beads. We add the next 3. So I've didn't quite get enough. And this is why having your beads ready at the beginning helps. And I did if I was in a different colour. So I just need another 3. There's my last 3. Okay. And now in that same way, we're going to skip. We're going to skip this bead. We're going to bring it straight down through the next bead. So skip and then straight down through. So skip, oops, straight down through. And there is your heart, but it needs a bit of stabilizing still. We've got that little gap here, and so just a little bit of movement here, and obviously this isn't locked in. So all you want to do now is taking that beading thread and you want to run along the outside beads. Okay, remember some of them may come in go in slightly different directions, so I'm just going to follow the direction of that thread and I'm just going to run my tiger tail just through. So this will now connect these. So these are obviously got movement. So to connect this, I'm going to be going straight down. And then see how that's now a solid unit. It's connected. And I'm just going to go around, to be honest with you, as far as I can until it gets too difficult to put the thread through. And that would normally happen around about here, just because this will be our start point. So we've already gone around those beads twice already, so they just become a little bit more crowded. So up through the next bead, which is on just running this beading thread along those outside beads. Just remember some of them just where they've been in that right angle weave. This is normally your trickiest part. There we go. And if you want to, pliers, just make sure that's all the way through properly. And then use the one that we've started with. If you can't get any more your wire through it anymore, or your beading thread, sorry, it just means that it's already got a lot of beading thread going through it from the very beginning. Sometimes you can persuade it, but I think this is pretty. Oh, she says, oh, straight up 2 for 1 there. That was lucky. I'd like to say it was skills, but that's just when it shows. You see, it's just gone. Straight up through. Now, I actually cut that beading thread, but you could pop a little crimp bead on and make a little loop here if you wanted to. You know, you can do whatever you want. I just personally, it's a completely solid unit then. And I've been able to go all the way back through to here. And I'm quite happy that that's enough. And I'm going to, there's no secret to it. Just be careful not to cut the wrong wire. Cut. I mean, you've gone through the heart so many times, there's no way any of that can undo. And there is your perfect little sparkly heart. How cute is that? And then this would look really cute with some, you know, as a necklace, just as a drop. Let me just see. That was the gold. It was the gold. So you've got your chain, so you could simply have connect it either side. And this is what I was saying about a little bracelet. How cute would that be as a little bracelet? Just some chain either side of that. So if I wanted to add jump rings, and then you've just got that really pretty little chain. The other thing you could do, and I was thinking about, was you could actually have a little cascade of them. You could have, oh, look at this. Imagine that. 3 little hearts next to each other. Connect them just with some jump rings, and then have that as a lovely necklace. That would be, let's do it like that. You actually get a good idea. How lovely would that look? You'd have to get 2 different colorways, but that I think would make a beautiful little necklace. Just link those hearts together with some jump rings. They're going to hold. How pretty is that as that neckline piece? So there's your options. Let's go ahead and make another one. Let's just do, I am going to make another green one, I think. I'm not going to do the red. I think the red was just, it was struggling to focus on that red, on that sparkle on those. So I'm going to take 4 beads, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's my 19 beads. And let's just do that one more time, just to do that lovely little heart. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to take my end of my beading thread and go through that first bead. Bring that around, and then just control where you want that to sit on your beading thread, just allowing yourself some on the end, to be able to go back through those beads. Beauty of this is you can kind of move it around a little bit. So you've got that little lock. Just take that shorter length and just go through all of those beads again. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then you could even cut it here if you wanted to. Now I'm going to take my next 3, 1, oops, little rogue red one then, 2, and 3. And then remember, I just remember that loop. I can bring it around, and I'm going into that loop in the opposite direction, and just bring that so your beads sit how you want them to sit. And just remember that we need to bring this beading thread to be coming out of that last bead there. So the great thing about it is you can turn it over. It doesn't matter to suit your hand. So however, whatever hand, you know, whether you're left, right hand dominant. I mean, again, it doesn't always matter, because you might be right hand dominant and use, you know, be like a left-handed person. It really, there is no wrong or right. Just bringing this through. There we go. So I now need to add on another 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then remember, I just remember the loop, back in that opposite direction, bring it around. And this is just the key thing to remember here. 1, 2, and 3. And we're not going to go back forward. We're going to actually come back on ourselves and go down through that middle bead. So instead of going forward again, we're going backwards through that middle bead, and then we're going to add another 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Oops. And then we want to go back in that little loop, back around. Why does that one come out a little bit loose? There we go. It was just a little bit loose, so I've just pulled that a little bit tighter. There we go. There we have the body of the heart. Okay, my beading thread is now coming out in the middle of the two sections. For me, I just like to turn that piece over. It puts it back in the right place for me. And then I'm going to take my wire back up, my beading thread back up through the next two. So it's going through two again because it wants to be coming out of that sort of end section. So straight through. Keep it as straight as you can, nice and steady, and it will all click in now. And then through the next bead, so you do two, pass through two, and then when you look at it, if you hold it like this, you've got your little point at the bottom, and then you have your three at the top again, 1, 2, and 3. If your beading thread is just before those three, you're in the right place. If you come out one too low, you end up with the shoulder not going quite right. So add on another 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now we want to skip 1 and go down through that middle. So straight down through that middle. Just make sure. Sometimes a little tip, if you find that it's not, the other beads are in the way, I just kind of move them slightly back because you do have a bit of flexibility with this. Come on. Why are you doing this? I'm not seeing it very well. Ah, there we go. There we go. Straight through. And pull that beading thread, and now this will be your first shoulder of your heart coming together. And then no more, don't go through any more beads. You just keep that where it is and add another 3. This will be your final 3 beads to add. 1, 2, and 3. And then remember to skip 1 and straight down through the next one. So skip a bead and then you want to go straight down through that next bead. And there you have your heart. Now, if I hold you this heart and this one, they don't look the same. And that's simply because we haven't gone through and tightened it. So this is now, we've obviously got sections that are still not secure. So we just need to just link it all back together by simply going through those outside beads. So just taking your beading thread and we just want to go through the outside edge. Remembering that some of these, because this section here isn't connected, and that you just got to find that drill hole might be slightly angled. Sorry, I'm just trying to see it myself. There we go, straight through. And see how just by running this beading thread through that extra time changes that shape and stabilizes it. It's really quite handy to have. See how it instantly tightens it, and then we just go through as far as we can, really, as far as you can with that beading thread. Another little top tip is if you find it's getting a little bit tricky to feed through, I sometimes just snip that last sort of 1/2 centimeter off of the beading thread because it's just getting a little bit frayed where it's going through all these beads. So by just cutting it back out, it's just giving it that sharper edge again. And then this bit here, we need to just connect. You may find it's tricky if there's had lots of threads through it already. If you can't get it to go through, I wouldn't worry too much because the whole piece is solid now. There's no sections opening. But if you can, just persevere and try to get that beading thread through. I've managed to do it on all of mine. And what I have found has helped is maybe sometimes I've turned the piece over and just the other side is just a bit clearer. I don't know. It just sometimes works. See, I just turned that over and it went straight through. So straight through. Oops. And then just as far as you can, really. I mean, going through. As I said, if you wanted to pop a jump ring on a crimp bead and do a loop here, you 100% could. But I think I've got one from last night, so just to show you what I mean by that, I'll show you an option. You can see, I know you're in here. Here they are. If you wanted to pop a crimp bead on, let's see if I can do this. You could pop a crimp bead on just like this and actually have your hoop there to hang it from if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. Oops, I just lost the crimp bead there. Cut that bead with that wire when you're ready. And there you have your 2 hearts perfectly matched, ready to go. And then so just have a quick look at some of the messages. Hi Justine. Thank you. It's a beautiful little heart, isn't it? Hi Emmeline. Oh, I'm sorry you've got a poorly child. There's lots of bugs going at the moment. Take it steady. Anastasia, you just said, would it be okay to use a needle with this? Yeah, you could use a needle and some beading thread. I probably wouldn't use the beading thread with the needle. You could use beading, like, you know, beading thread, like Nymo or something like that. But to be honest with you, you don't actually need a needle because this has got enough, because it's quite a rigid material. It acts like a needle. You really don't need it. But you can, of course, use it. Like I said, I'm not using like a Nymo or anything. I'm actually using beading thread. So that beading thread is giving it stability, and it's not needed. But yeah, of course you can. Have a go. You might find it a little bit tricky to get those past those last few through, but of course it depends if you're not using the Tigertail material. I'm just going to very quickly show you how we can go ahead and finish these. I'm hoping that it's clear, that that was clear enough as to how to do those hearts. If anyone's got any questions, please just shout out now. When it comes to actually adding the chain, I counted 6 links, so this chain is beautiful. So I kind of did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then cut on that 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then cut on that 7th. Strong chain. And then we're going to simply, I should have got them ready. We will get some jump rings, and of course your shepherd hooks. So I'm simply going to take my jump ring, open it out. It's a 6mm outer jump ring. Open it, and then I mean, like I said, I just like them being slightly hanging at a different angle. You're using Tigertail beading line. I'm using Tigertail, yeah, Tigertail beading thread, like you would for general beading. So it's got a nice stability to it. That's why I'm not using a needle, because you've got that sort of point on here, that strength, but also you can just cut it and it will hold its shape, and that's giving that stability as well to the heart. Okay, so taking my jump ring, just pop it into a corner. I kind of, if you look on the corner, you'll see 2 sat next to each other. I kind of aim to go in the middle of those 2, and then just add on your chain. Now, if you wanted to connect it, you could, of course, connect them together with the jump rings instead. Let's see if we can do that. if you were going to do that connected, you know, if you want to do that connected necklace, say, you could just connect them together like this. I probably would connect to probably a bigger jump ring, or I would connect using 3, like a jump ring, and one in the middle. Then you've got the other side, straight through the middle, add on your chain. She says, not being able to actually add on my chain. There we go. It's not as difficult as I'm making it look, I promise. Close that up nicely, and there's your 2 hearts. And then the top tip I found as well when it came to the shepherd hook. Where have I put them? Where are you on my desk of doom? Never great to be on my desk of doom. Doof, 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 where are you? Oh, I put them away. Who is she? So with the shepherd hooks are going to be in a set direction, and if you put them on that set direction, they're not going to sit right. So what you want to do is actually turn the loop, so pliers in and a turn, so that instead of facing in that straight line, the loop is facing you. Then when you add your drop, it just sits how you want it to sit. Otherwise it'll just fit, it won't sit right. So it'll sit facing down like this, and then same on the other side. And then just opening this out and just making sure it does mirror. Easy enough to fix if it doesn't, but yeah, that does. And there you have your matching mirrored heart earrings. And then of course you could even connect them together like this and make a really cute little beaded unit. So much. I just really love these little hearts. I just think they're really, really cute. And again, as that little bracelet, they would look really sweet as a little bracelet, or that neckline piece as well. So yeah, there you go. If anyone's got any questions, please do shout. Just have a bit. I just really love these. I think they're great. So you know, I hope you've enjoyed the project as well. I think really great for that Christmas. I mean, lovely little stocking filler gift or Secret Santa gift. I just think they're so sweet. Again, doesn't even have to be an earring. Imagine this as a little key charm or a little bookmark, anything like that. I just think it's really sweet. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, I will be back next Friday. I have a lovely wire work project for next Friday. So I hope, yeah, Friday morning. So I hope I'll see you then. Mina, I hope your market goes well tomorrow. I hope everyone has a lovely weekend. And I will see you all next week.